Welcome to Under Two Capes. I am Jared.
And I'm Lad.
And today we are talking about Superman, Wonder Woman, Volume 4, Dark Truth. Now, I know I said that when we talked about the one that takes place during Superman Doom, that was the last volume that was going to take place within a storyline, but I kind of forgot that this one does. This is the last one, I swear. This is the last one that I'm going to have to pull overtime to explain to you an already happening storyline.
Alrighty.
But first, so Lad, who was your favorite Marvel character?
Spider-Man.
So speaking of Spider-Man, I loved how you just breathed in to like fully like communicate your love of spiders. But anyway, so a leak came out that has Lad and I jumping in our chairs because they revealed what the Green Goblin.
We're go ahead. Talk about it now. So if anyone doesn't want to see anything,
Spoilers. Okay, you've been warned. Okay, look at this. Yeah. Look at this freaking awesome suit.
So this is a really interesting suit. It's technically a leak. We don't know for 100%, but honestly, this looks really official to be a setup, a fake.
So it's definitely the Norman Osborn suit from Sam Raimi, because if you look at the image at the bottom of the screen, I'll even do like this. The shoulder pads match. It's the same. Wait. The shoulder pads match is the same green. Except he has all these pouches. It's kind of like if Zack Snyder did Spider-Man.
Yeah. Dude, it looks really cool. It definitely looks like the classic design, but has some battle damage. I mean, obviously, he got kind of injured. But yeah, this looks really sick. What do you think of the design?
I love it because I think it looks, first off, it looks beat up as hell, which I think looks really, really cool. But I like how he's augmenting the suit with all sorts of pouches. Now, what I'm wondering, if this is taking place, hang on. So, two things. Number one, if Green Goblin's also here, does that mean that the MCU Spider-Man travels to the Raimi world, because we have Doc Ock and Goblin.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm wondering is also, it's going to really piss me off if Tobey Maguire does not show up in this movie, because we already have his Green Goblin.
I know. Yeah, I feel like they're not saying anything, but I feel like that really means that they're hiding it for a reason, because there's no way they can bring back all these villains and not have the two Spider-Men. Like, they already did the impossible by bringing back, Alfred Molina 15, years later. There's no way they're not going to bring us the Spider Trio.
Now, do you think there's going to be a scene where they fight side by side, the three Spider-Men?
I think we're definitely going to.
I think so too. That's going to be, that's going to be a Jared prediction. That's a Jared prediction. We're going to see the Spider-Man fight side by side, no matter how briefly, because it could be a super brief thing.
Right. No, this looks really good.
And it's confirmed that the Lizard from Amazing Spider-Man, the dude is returning as the Lizard, and the dude who played Sandman is returning.
Wait, I actually read up on this a little bit.
Oh, is there a problem? What's the problem?
The problem is that specific rumor was actually blown out of proportion.
Oh.
From the magazine mentions that, the Lizard and the actor from, the movie, and Sandman and the actor from the movie mentions their names in it. That's what was circulating on Twitter and stuff. And I saw a lot of big reputable websites posting about it. That's confirmation. But then I saw one guy who actually explained the full page of the Empire magazine that it's from. And the question was stated, will we see characters like this character from this universe, this character from this universe. And then the director, John Watts, said, nothing is confirmed for sure. You're just going to have to find out. So their names were mentioned, but then it was not actually confirmed. Okay. But a lot of websites did post it, how it was screen capped. It really looked like it was confirmed that they're in it.
Let me put it this way.
They could.
There's a part in the trailer where like Spider-Man's in this dark corner and he's attacked by a creature. Now, that could either be Venom, which honestly, if the Lizard's still unconfirmed, it could likely be Venom now that he's in the MCU.
Right.
Or it's a Lizard. Some people thought they saw a tail.
Right.
And also in the trailer, we saw a sand wall come up at some point. So it could be, it's not going to be the actors, but it'll be the characters.
Right. And it doesn't mean that the actors might not come. And I feel like we probably will see the actors since they're bringing back so many other ones. It's just that specific rumor was like technically debunked. But we saw obviously Raimi, Doc Ock, and we saw Goblin bombs, and now we're seeing the suit. So it's probably Norman from the original series movies. So we definitely saw lightning, and we saw sand, electro.
We saw yellow lightning, not even blue anymore.
Yes, right. And we know that we've already known for a while that Amazing Spider-Man 2 Electro was going to be in this movie because Jamie Foxx has said some stuff that he was in it, and he's been listed as, he said he wasn't going to be blue anymore in it.
I believe he also just got cast as Spawn.
Really?
In the Spawn movie. I could see that. He's really good as he could be really good as Spawn. He's playing a lot of superheroes.
I know. The question is, was that dark figure in the alley or whatever in the room, was that a Venom or was it Lizard? I mean, I feel like we're gonna see Venom in this movie because
why else would they put the post-credit scene from Venom to that?
Right. I mean, obviously they're doing some sort of Sinister Six, so we need 6 people, right? So Goblin, Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman, Lizard, Venom, maybe.
I feel like Venom's gonna join them just to get the Spider-Man, and then he's gonna switch sides because this isn't the bad guy Venom.
Right.
That'd be hilarious. He's like, actually, I was just trying to get to him, and then can you imagine the 3 Spider-Man and Venom on one side?
That'd be really cool, dude. Or Venom shows up and he eats the Raimi Venom, the bad Venom,
and then he said the same line he said when he ate Carnage. He's like, that did not taste good.
Yes, exactly.
That would be so great. Oh man,
this is gonna be really insane.
This is gonna be a freaking nuts movie, bro.
I know. My hopes for it is that Peter Parker here, Tom Holland, will maybe graduate in this movie or will be in his final year of high school, and that finishing this trilogy, they will put him into the Sony universe so he has more freedom as opposed to being
probably will.
And they can do his like college adult storyline, because only in a Spider-Man 3 back in 2000 whatever with Toby we saw him graduate high school and actually do that. I mean, at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2 also, but to actually see like a full maybe trilogy of movies with him as an adult now, doing and having that transition, I'd love to see that more Tom Holland like that.
Because even in the PS4 Spider-Man game, he's graduated, he's done.
Right. Yeah, I really love the PS4. I watched some of the story of that.
I've watched the entire thing.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's so amazing. That's such a great, basically a movie.
Really makes me wish I had a PlayStation because then I'd play the crap. I get that, Miles, and the second one that's gonna have Venom.
Right, dude. That I've heard so many people say that the PS4 Spider-Man is like one of the best Spider-Man movies because it has such a
Oh,
cool
it's a great.
storyline.
Both of the storylines are incredible.
I know, dude. Yes, I love how they make Spider-Man. He's already been Spider-Man for 8 years. He's graduated college. He's working in a research lab, so they have a more mature Spider-Man.
And they
I
still
see that.
they still gave us a Stan Lee cameo. All right, and one more thing I will say about that game, I love the default suit you get, the one with the white spider all over. It looks so badass.
Yes, dude.
That's one of those situations where even though I could use the MCU suits, I would strongly consider staying with the default because it looks that dope. And then the Iron Spider-esque suit you get at the end of the game. Oh,
yes, dude. Yeah, no, that's what I'm really hoping is that after Tom Holland is obviously popular and he's successful. The original Spider-Man series with Tobey had some problems with the third movie, and then they eventually decided to reboot. And then Amazing Spider-Man 2 also was supposed to expand into a whole universe of characters, but then they rebooted again. But Tom Holland is successful. There's no really any problems, and this movie is going to be really big.
By the way,
I see no reason why they can't continue making more movies with Tom Holland and make him, grow up a little bit.
They could.
Be an adult.
But so I found out. So that when Feige approached them about doing the Spider-Man thing, it's going to be in the new story of the Marvel Cinematic Universe book. Apparently, what happened is that the head of Sony said, "Oh yeah, we have like all these different movies planned where he fights the Sinister Six." And then what Feige said? "No, we're not doing that." In other words,
really?
they propose doing the rest of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies, and Feige's like, "No."
So okay, I heard about the article. I never actually checked it out. I really want to see
I'm like,
but
you a-hole.
So they wanted to kind of just put Andrew Garfield maybe into the MCU, but have his own villains and stuff.
Or they could have just did those movies, but with Tom Holland.
I see. And I guess Kevin Feige kind of wanted to take things in a different direction, which is disappointing, but I understand the need to kind of reset things and have some new villains. I mean, Vulture and Mysterio were both amazing villains.
Yeah, I really dug them, even though they're both, again, tied to Tony Stark.
Right. Yeah, that's like the slight unfortunate bit. But that's what I'm hoping that, if they do like a new trilogy with Tom Holland, more mature now, he's really on his own, and we get to see more of that and self-reliant.
If they're doing this is a multiverse movie, they could do a Spider-Verse movie where they bring in Miles Morales, because Miles Morales exists in Tom Holland's world.
Right.
Because the Prowler, Matt Gargan, freaking exists. As soon as the AI says that, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So many Spider-Man characters show up in Homecoming that you have to pay attention in order to catch them all. Right.
No, you're right. It's really exciting. There's a lot of good possibilities here. I feel like, and with everything going on with Venom, also, we know Craven, Morbius, all those other movies coming out soon. It's a really good time.
I'm so pumped for Morbius. It looks freaking dope. So, lad, will you eventually watch the Venom movies with me? Because you may have to be caught up on who Venom is before you see the movie, so you understand why he's behaving a certain way.
I know. I might be required viewing material eventually.
Well, it'd be a cool storyline, and I promise we'll get to the book. What they could do is, so they don't like redo the whole Black Suit Spider-Man, they could instead have the Carnage symbiote reemerge, and then Peter becomes Carnage temporarily, instead of doing like the Black Suit story again, because they always end up doing that, to flip it. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Ooh, that'd be kind of interesting, actually.
Because they know they can bring back Carnage easily.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, so the bottom line is we are really excited for this freaking movie.
Yes. Yes.
This is the Marvel movie I'm the most excited for. Eternals, I'm about half and half. I like how it's being compared to Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's a plus for me.
Yeah. It's like compared to Whedon League, maybe.
Oh, one more thing. Speaking of Eternals, it's now the lowest rated MCU movie on Rotten Tomatoes. And now all the Marvel people are like talking about, well, Rotten Tomatoes aren't real ratings and everything. It's like, that's not an indication of a good movie. I'm like, weren't you the same people that were using the Rotten Tomatoes scores that tell us that DC movies suck? We think there's some BS going on here.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No, but yeah, it is the low. It actually went rotten for a second there. I was like, oh no.
Whoa.
Actually, let me do a check real quick.
Yeah. We're getting live updates.
Eternals. Let's see. It is 60%.
60?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You know it's bad when Thor: The Dark World is higher.
Hey,
66%. No, I liked it, and of course the audience gave it 75. So I'm like, okay, that I think it's worthy of. The 66, no.
I mean, it definitely had some problems, but I liked it still.
It's one of my favorite Thor movies.
Yeah, I know. Oh,
yeah, I mean, I got what they were trying to do with Thor Ragnarok. I get the whole comedy thing, which it worked in some areas it didn't. But here's the thing: coming before Infinity War, where Thor starts up the movie getting his ass kicked by Thanos, I'm like, you were annihilating an army on a freaking rainbow bridge. Where's that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, do you want to talk about the rumors that they're making a World War Hulk movie?
We can briefly talk about it. Yeah, we can briefly talk about.
So World War Hulk was the storyline, by the way, just to explain everyone what's going on. So this comes after Planet Hulk, where where it ends with Thor's family being like destroyed because the shuttle that the Illuminati sent Thor to Sakaar on explodes and kills everyone, almost everyone. It kills Hulk's wife and child. He thinks his child's dead. So he assembles his army, invades Earth, and kicks everyone's ass.
Man.
No one can beat him, and he gets so angry that it's called World Breaker Hulk, where every time he takes a step, you hear it on the other end of the globe.
Oh man!
Can you imagine Thor now? Hulk showing up. This is his redemption. He comes back as Savage Hulk and destroys because we have more characters now to have him like destroy.
Yeah, man, I can't imagine. That'd be insane.
We'd actually have a good Hulk movie. I mean, let me put it this way: I like the Norton Hulk movie. I'm gonna be that guy to say that.
Oh, that's nice.
It wasn't as bad as people think it is.
Yeah.
But let me put it this way. I think Mark Ruffalo, first off, deserves his own Hulk movie. And second off, Hulk needs a redemption after what happened to him. The Professor Hulk thing was dumb.
Oh, man.
Because we never got because what I would have loved is in the Endgame final battle, he savages out and completely punches Thanos.
Yeah. I think we really needed that in the movie, but we didn't get it.
That would have been a freaking. And then as he's walking away, he goes, "Puny God."
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That would have been such a fantastic callback if they did that.
Yep.
And he whips him around like he did Loki. Can you imagine? That'd be so cool.
I know.
And then that's when Thanos is like rain fire. I mean, I get they wanted to have Scarlet Witch hit him, which that scene was amazing. Where she's like, or Thanos is like, I don't even know who you are, and Scarlet Witch is like, oh, you will, you will.
Great
I was like,
too.
Yeah, it was great. That movie was like so many memes.
Yeah,
that's America's ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, if you see Captain America's character progression, he starts swearing because remember you have Avengers 2. He goes language, and then when he meets himself, he's like, "You gotta be shitting me."
Yeah, yeah, I thought it was pretty funny that he like just gets sick and tired of everything.
One of my favorite jokes in that movie, and then we'll get to the book, I promise, is when he's in the elevator with the Hydra agents and he leans over and goes, "Hail Hydra."
That was such a great. That was like.
Because you know that was a dig on Secret Empire, right?
I know that was like worth introducing time travel into the whole movie just so we could have that moment.
Just for that. I wanted so much to see a dig against Secret Empire, and they freaking did it in the movie.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then he walks away with a big grin on his face.
Yeah, I know. That was so funny.
In the horrible and I love how they make a joke about the horrible Avengers 1 Captain America suit.
Yeah.
All right. To the book. Okay, so to establish the context for the storyline, so Lois Lane finds out who Superman is. For some reason, she's an idiot in this universe and can't figure out that Clark Kent and Superman are the same guy. And reveals it to the world.
Really? They weren't dating anymore at this point?
This is Superman and Wonder Woman.
But in the New 52, they never dated before this?
Nope, never did.
Really?
They were just best friends. That's it.
Wow.
And Clark kind of teases that he had a crush on her at some point before he met Diana. That's it.
I see.
So at the same time, Savage steals his powers.
Okay.
Actually, not all of them. He's still like strong and kind of bullet resistance, but he can't fly. And the Fortress does not recognize him.
Interesting.
Yeah. So this is not a good time for Superman.
Yeah.
And this is also why this is one of the main reasons why I can't stand Lois Lane, because she would so do this. She's very vindictive.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, now I know why I don't like you as a character.
Man. So this is like that intertwining story you were talking about, or are you talking about?
Yeah, it's so partway through the New 52, DC tries something called DCU, and by DCU I mean DCYOU. This is where we got like the Jim Gordon Batman, where he's basically in a Gundam.
Yeah.
This is like where Superman loses his powers and just rides around America on a motorcycle. It was the idea of story over continuity. This did so badly that DC undid it. But what I'm saying is that's why this happened to Superman. Also, at the same time, Wonder Woman got a costume change that we'll see later. It's one of my favorite Wonder Woman, and it's the one that when you get her new 52 skin in the Lego game, it's that skin, it's that armor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yes!
I think they actually released a physical character of that.
I need that Lego!
I have to hunt it down for you.
I need that freaking Lego!
Dude, this just sounds exciting. Okay, so that's good to know the backstory of what's going on here. Then that he's been busted and everything like that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. So I'll share my screen and we'll get to work on the story. All right. Okay. So we're starting with 18, and this volume is collecting issues 18 through 24. A lot of key stuff happens in the relationship, so pay close attention. All right, so we start off. Hang on, it has to load. Okay, so it starts off. Wonder Woman is kind of reflecting on everything. So we see like the dark side invasion. We see them making out in space. Also, Superman has a new power in the New 52. It's called a solar flare. What he can do is he can expel all the solar radiation in his cells in a massive explosion, kind of like going Super Saiyan, except it leaves him without his powers for like 24 hours, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because he's expelling all of the solar radiation.
Right.
In fact, we'll see in issue 5, it reflects back to some of these periods, and it puts a lot of strain on this relationship. So anyway, and yes, his secret's revealed. Again, my issue with Lois Lane is because she's super vindictive.
Yeah. So the whole world finds out his secret identity?
Yep.
It's didn't he say like a lot of people were upset about the fact that his identity became public or something?
Well, remember in Superman Reborn, they started a new Superman, like they started a new timeline. So up until Bendis, again, I say Bendis with the proper amount of emphasis and vocal tone that it deserves, decides I'm just gonna have Superman do it.
Oh man.
I'm like, no, you. I don't want to say idiot because Bendis is actually a genius writer when it comes to Marvel storylines. Hence, Secret Invasion, Siege. I'm looking back at my shelf to see the storylines. Y'all know how I love Marvel events. Basically, he wrote every Marvel event that's really good.
Right.
That's why I can't call him an idiot. But let me put it this way: as a Superman writer, he is an idiot. His Superman run is infamous.
Yeah.
Because he changed so many. He's the one that aged up Jonathan Kent. He's the reason why we don't have a Super Sons book anymore.
Oh man.
I'm like, no, I wanted more Damian and Superboy. Oh, and here's the reason why you'll love this, lad. That the Red Trunks came back.
Really?
Yeah, because DC took that out because the rumor is because they lost the copyright to the Red Trunks, but the stated reason was it looks stupid. And that's actually, Snyder said when he was making the suit, yeah, I tried the Red Trunks, but just looked ridiculous.
Excuse me? The trunks look amazing. You gotta wear the underwear on the outside.
All right, anyway, so Wonder Woman is narrating and she's reflecting on so much in their lives is changing. It can get really overwhelming. Mm-hmm. And then obviously they're getting pretty cozy. She's even wearing his t-shirt. Yeah. So suddenly Clark, it's 3 a.m. and Clark gets a cell phone call from Lana Lang saying, someone's in my parents' house. They've done something to John and then the phone knocks out. And by John, they're referring to John Henry Irons, because in this universe, Steel and Lana Lang are a couple.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
So, this is great. Her caller ID is Big Red because she's a redhead. So, Wonder Woman swiftly takes her shirt off and armors up and goes, okay, let's go to Smallville, because remember, he can't fly. By the way, here's Wonder Woman's new suit.
Wow, that looks pretty cool.
I love it so much. A little more than her normal suit. I wish Gal Gadot would put that on.
That would be really cool. I love that. Yeah, it definitely looks more armored. Looks cool.
Yeah, it was the idea in her book that she's like matured since she came to man's world, so it's time for a more mature costume. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get that. I like that.
Yeah.
This is one of those other things they changed, which I'm like, no, I actually really like this.
How come they change Superman's haircut?
Because he never had the spit curl in the new 52, bro.
Oh, okay, got it.
That's another thing they lost the copyright to. A lot of Superman is segmented copyright.
I see.
So anyway, they arrive at Smallville at Lana Lang's house, and they start going through the place, and the place is like is deserted, and Superman knows this because it's too perfect, because and nothing's out of place. She called me with an emergency, but everything looks fine. So Superman is freaking out because everyone's screwing with his life, and then they go into town, and he's basically dressed as a farmer, and she's in a hat. And then everyone in the town also knows that Superman is Clark Kent, and they're kind of upset with him because he lied to them for so long. And you know how, like, in a small town, no one likes liars.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know, I did this to keep you safe, right?
That's pretty funny. I mean, I get kind of cool interactions, but
Yeah, that they actually, it actually is implied that they would prefer if you would stay away from Smallville.
really,
Actually, I think during the year in some peace and quiet. Oh, actually, no. It's because it say that he's made this place a target because there was Doomsday, Brainiac. Apparently, sometime Ultra Humanite showed up. And in case you don't know who that is, it's a giant white gorilla with brains that's apparently like super smart. He was in the Justice League. He was the character who reprogrammed the children's toy to read Shakespeare to the kids after Flash got the little DJ Duck thing.
yeah.
All right, so then apparently so they hand him the Kent mailbox. So he's like, wait a second. He goes there, and the Kent farm is gone.
Oh
Like, literally gone.
man,
So what Superman is like, whoever the hell is screwing with me is like, wait, what? And then apparently they're being watched by someone in a room with lots of screens. It's someone. Let me give you a hint. He's a character I'm not a big fan of.
Hmm.
And he's been in this series before. That's all the hints I'm gonna give you.
I gotta remember.
All right, so anyway, he gets a call, and then what happens is he makes a call and says, "Okay, go in and detain Superman." So he's like, "Who is he calling?" You would say. So anyway, Superman goes into the barn to see if anything's like missing. So he hears someone. His super hearing kicks in, and then wait, hang on. The one name on discovered me. She sheltered me. You know, that's pretty romantic. I thought maybe she'd escape in here, but then I didn't. Okay, so he finds out that also the bad guys had dug up the graves of Jonathan and Martha Kent too.
What? What's going on?
And then who are the bad guys? All of a sudden, Clark is shot, and who should show up? The Suicide Squad.
What? What are they
With
doing there?
Reverse Flash.
Wait. Oh, yeah, this is a different version of him, I think. Yeah.
It's a different Reverse Flash. So you got Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, because it's always those three.
Yep.
Manta, and the Reverse Flash.
That's interesting pick, Manta. Eh?
Yeah. And then he's like, and then Superman goes, "You sure as hell are in the wrong place at the wrong time." And then we get a nice Superman Wonder Woman versus the Suicide Squad. That's the next issue.
Oh boy, that's exciting.
Okay. So they have these times for taunt. Okay, and this is where they become first aware of the Suicide Squad. They go fight, and Superman keeps being shot by Harley, but it's not doing anything. And I love how Wonder Woman just punches Harley. This is great because Harley's like, "Oh, that's gonna leave a mark," and then Wonder Woman's like, "No, it's not. This is." And then Clark is engaged with Manta, and then he's like, he's almost blasted with Deadshot, but then Wonder Woman blocks it, and then they're fighting, and then they essentially defeat the Suicide Squad, and then Clark is shot by Deadshot.
Is he
like
injured?
A lot,
you said, or a little bit?
Kind of. You'll see in a second, because Deadshot's also using special rounds. And I love Wonder Woman puts Deadshot in a tree.
Nice.
Just throws him into a tree. And then he's really like messed up. So they fly away. And then who is this? Who is this guy, you may ask? That'll be revealed later. So in the bunker, you see, here's what happened to Clark. You see all these bruises and everything?
Yeah.
It's because what happens is that the bullets didn't pierce his skin, but they got embedded.
Oh, that hurts.
And he's actually bruised.
Yeah.
And even Wonder Woman says this, seeing you like this with holes in your body from an Earth-based firearm for the first time, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
So when it happened, so with your parallels, maybe. So Wonder Woman starts to wonder, what if you get weaker though?
Hmm.
Specially crafted. So Wonder Woman is examining the bullets and says like a special caliber, and then Superman sees a snow globe of the White House and goes, "Okay, I know who's screwing with me." So he goes into the White House.
What?
And who should he run into but the guy who sent the Suicide Squad?
The president?
At least I think it's the guy that sent the Suicide Squad. It's not the president. Remember that character I said that always annoys me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you one more guess on who it is. Okay.
Amanda Waller?
Close. Colonel Steve Trevor.
Oh no, I hate it. We hate him.
You should know this. I say it every time he goes into a scene.
Yeah, you're right. We hate him.
So, well, first off, Steve Trevor is super like snippy with Clark because once again, Clark stole air quotes his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So he goes, okay, so hey, Superman, or should I call you Clark?
Yeah. Well,
it turns out it turns out yes, he is. So it turns out Trevor's there because they thought he was going to harm the president. And with Superman. So yeah, it was the U.S. government who took the bodies of Clark's family, of Clark's friends, and the barn. And it turns out, so this has become somewhat blurry. What if we get forces that power absolutely focus on that in the hatches? I love this. So it shows like Clark's friends are being like held prisoner. So Lois Lane is taunting people. She's like, "Do you realize you're giving me the second biggest story of the year?" And here's Jimmy, all depressed. They took my camera. And here's Lana just doing push-ups.
Nice.
So anyway, it turns out Argus is one of the organizations that's been screwing with Clark, and okay, so let me see. I've been finding. I think what's being said here is that the government was concerned about, like I said before, that Superman would go crazy and basically go full injustice at this point. And I love this. You see, like Wonder Woman is just because he told her to stay in the bunker. He'll deal with this. But Wonder Woman was like, "Nope, I know where they're holding your family." So she's walking through people as they're shooting at her. And she just swats two guards out of the way, breaks in, and do you actually close your eyes? And then you see Wonder Woman finds these cells, and when Superman actually says something kind of interesting. He asked Steve Trevor, "Did you wear your uniform to bed, Trevor?" "No." "Do you keep your holster on in the shower?" "No." "Do you actually close your eyes and fall asleep every night?" "Yes." And Superman goes, "Well, I don't. I close them, but I can hear everything. Every scream, every cry, I hear it all because of the super hearing. He hears everything."
Yeah.
It's just he figures out how to like tune them out when he needs to. And then Barack Obama shows up because Barack Obama was president at this time.
That's good continuity.
Yeah, I get why they did this. I like it. It's interesting. and then Superman and the president go for a walk, and Obama goes, "I apologize for all the cloak and dagger stuff, but this revelation's forced our hand. I want and hope that you understand that we've need to take this current position for the best interest of the country. I'm sorry, sir, but I don't understand. Everything I've done while wearing the S shield has been the best interest of this country and this planet." So in other words, Superman, they said, we took your basically your home hostage because we thought that you'd act rashly in light of your identity revelations.
Why his house though?
I don't understand that part. Yeah, why? That's a good question. I'm like, yeah. Now that I think about it, I never really thought about it until now. Why the hell did you take the guy's house?
Yeah, it's like the house. It's like the most important thing to him or something.
I'm like, why would you take the house? I guess they figured he wouldn't burn down the house. So say, we'll burn down your house.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. That's true. That's the one part of the storyline that doesn't really make a lot of sense.
I mean, was Barack Obama here? What did he help sick the Suicide Squad on Superman, or was that just Steve's doing?
I think that. Yeah, I think that was. I'm not sure. I'm actually thinking that it was sent in by Argus independently.
Oh, okay.
Because you know how Argus does a lot of stuff shadowy.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to go back for a second and check. So, Lad, in the meantime, while I find this, how are you enjoying this arc so far?
Yeah, pretty interesting. It's interesting to see Superman vulnerable like this, and also his identity exposed. Like you were saying, the whole thing is that he wanted to keep, their relationship secret, but also like his identity secret and everything. And Wonder Woman wanted to be more exposed. So now it's kind of interesting. He's just vulnerable on all fronts. Just like with his identity revealed, his relationship with Wonder Woman obviously also now revealed, and
strained.
Yeah, exactly. And his powers weakened. So
yeah. So eventually they decide to a truce because Superman ultimately is an American, and this is back when his motto was truth, justice, and the American way.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm still salty on that.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then the Parasite shows up.
The what?
The Parasite is a Superman villain who, whenever he touches you, he absorbs your life force.
Oh, no.
So he attacks the president, and Superman helps him. Now, at this point, also, Wonder Woman says, I'm going to find out why... who among us could wait? He's helping to secure release as I'm doing my own way. What do you mean your own way? They need to get to the. So Wonder Woman is like going to use the lasso on Superman's friends to figure out what's been going on. So as Superman is engaged in a battle with the Parasite, hang on. So actually no, she's not using the lasso yet. She's just talking to people. When's the first one you told them in front? Think your friends who was honest with you. I think what they're trying to uncover who leaked to Lois Lane that Clark was Superman.
Mm.
You see, Perry White's here. Let me see, who is this? This is just one of Clark's teachers. So they're fighting. About here's Steel.
Oh yeah, okay, there he is.
That's Cat Grant. In other words, she was younger in the comics than she was in the Supergirl TV show.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, did they ever explain what the hell Cat's magazine was about, or was it just a little like a fashion magazine in Supergirl?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. So, and then Parasite stops because Obama had a remote that basically shuts down Parasite. In other words, this was all under control.
Oh, what? Oh,
Yeah. Okay. So that dude that was watching Superman and Wonder Woman through the screen, that's actually Obama's chief of staff.
oh, really? Like he's the actual, real person or something like that, or?
No, I don't think it's the actual guy.
Oh, okay.
So Superman is like, um, Superman's like, okay, dude, just tell me where my family is. So then, Steve Trevor gives the location. Superman flies out. I always wondered when Steve Trevor gives Superman the coordinates. I'm like, how is Superman tracking the coordinates? He doesn't have a compass.
Yeah, just like
It's like
kind of
this
funny,
longitude west. I know exactly where that is.
right? Maybe like
Because,
Batman could know where that is, like off the
oh,
top of his
Batman.
head, but
Batman. Well, Batman has the heads up display in the cowl, so that makes sense.
the Soup's, I don't know. Soup's, I don't know what the education level that he can, you know.
So Wonder Woman is now using the lasso on Lois Lane. Going back to issue, there should be issue 21. All right, 21 out of 24. And by this is written by DC scribe Peter J. Tomasi. He was also, I believe, writing the main Superman book at this point. Or like he was writing the Superman book at Rebirth. He's a really fantastic writer.
Yeah, this is cool cover art too.
Yeah, I love this. So we pick up. Here's the chief of staff in Arlington. He's watching Firestorm, and this version of Firestorm is actually two college guys that are joined.
Oh, really? Boo!
In the new 52, Stein was actually the Firestorm from Earth 3. In other words, the evil Firestorm known as Deathstorm.
Oh, okay.
And I think Deathstorm showed up in, I think, Flash, right?
Yeah.
So we see a Firestorm is being like abducted by these creatures that seem to absorb energy. So that's going to be addressed later on in the issue. So anyway, Wonder Woman is interrogating Lois Lane, and then actually, so one of the scientists asked Lois Lane, "Don't you agree that based on the amount of articles you wrote focusing on Superman's activities, that your single-mindedness could be interpreted as an obsession, Miss Lane?" and then Lois Lane is like, Superman has been and always will be the lead story when he's in action. Whatever he is and whatever he's doing is the biggest news story of the day, of the particular day, period. That's true. He is dealing with a lot of world-ending things.
Yes.
But if you look a little closer on your board, you may see under the occupation that I'm a reporter. I report the news, idiot. I love that. Okay, I like Lois Lane's like snarkiness at times, but overall, she's a really rough character for me to like. At any time, did you know that Clark Kent and Superman were one the same before your recent article? She goes, I did not. Surely you understand the reverberations your article would have. Why submit it for publication? Again, see a definition of the reporter, moron. Again, Lois Lane is snarky. I like it. And then she goes, come on, cut to the chase and ask me what's really going on your pea-brained minds. Again, Lois Lane. Again, I love how like a-hole-ish Lois Lane is.
Yeah.
She goes, the scientist asks, did you and Clark Kent ever have a romantic relationship? And then Wonder Woman goes, these questions are becoming irrelevant.
Nice.
You're making Wonder Woman jealous. And then Lois Lane's like, we did not. And please sit down. She goes, I prefer to tell the truth standing up and looking you in the eye. She said, if you need to be strange, do me a favor. And she knocks the scientist to the ground and goes, shut up. And she goes, and you, any more questions? Because I'd like to take this rope off. And then Wonder Woman takes the rope off. Superman bursts in and catches her with a rope around Lois Lane.
Oh.
Yeah, so this doesn't look good for Wonder Woman. Because the way he sees it is that Wonder Woman was using her gifts to force the truth out of someone. It's like an interrogation.
Yeah.
That's kind of seen as a betrayal by Superman. And it turns out, okay, I'm all ears. Oh, it turns out, here's how Wonder Woman knew. So apparently, this was all Steve Trevor's doing. He told Wonder Woman where to find the Kents. Knew Superman would come to the White House, so he could direct him there. So Wonder Woman and Superman could walk in on Wonder Woman doing this.
That's such a good plan.
This is why I can't stand Steve Trevor. He's vindictive too.
Right.
So they leave, and then so the Superman asks Wonder Woman, "Why are you doing this?" And then Wonder Woman goes, "Trevor said the fastest way to get your people home was for me to break in and get them talking in front of the cameras. That's why he wanted it on camera, them saying what happened. Convince the government they weren't part of some scary scheme and acting as foot soldiers in your shadow. In other words, the government took them because they thought that anyone associated with Superman was like his acolytes."
Right.
Or, of course, the only thing that Trevor said would be definitive was use the lasso. So he said use the lasso. So Superman goes, "So you didn't think I could persuade the president to release them?" And then Wonder Woman goes, I'm sorry, the screen just went black. Just give it a second. It has to load. I don't know why it's taking so. Okay. So Wonder Woman goes, "I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't want to risk not freeing them if I had the chance. I wanted to help Clark." And then she goes, "But by doing an end run around me because you knew I wouldn't condone the lasso method." And Wonder Woman goes, "I asked each of them for their permission." And Superman goes, they were under duress. That's the thing. They were under duress. They wanted to get out of the facility.
Yeah, that's true.
I knew there'd be nothing incriminating or incendiary, and if someone in some government bureau watches the interview uploads these. So she goes, "I knew there wouldn't be anything like incendiary in there." And then Superman asked her the key question: "Do you think that some government bureaucrat that's watching the tapes is gonna be like, oh, I'm sure she had a reason for interrogating people under coercion?" So, hang on. DC does this sometimes replace the pages out of order.
Oh.
So anyway, everyone reflects and says, "Hey, you saved us. Thank you." Then they discover that apparently that it's this lab. So it turns out Steel worked at a rehabilitation facility for supervillains. So when they were catching supervillains, the Justice League, they were sending them to this facility where they would basically be reprogrammed.
Whoa. That like Killer Frost in the background?
Yeah, it's a prison, in other words. It keeps them in suspended animation.
Mm.
And then, so these absorbing creatures break out and then start attacking people. And then the superheroes start saving people like they normally do. So Superman takes a door and like whacks bad guys with it. And then, hang on, it's loading. It's loading. So I love this. Diana goes, "Where's Clark? Is he still back there?" And then Steel goes, "He said to help everyone get clear." And then one of them goes, "And you listened to him?" And then Steel's like, "Of course I did. He's Superman."
Oh, man.
He's fighting. And then Superman is quickly being overwhelmed, but then Diana saves him. And I love this. So Superman goes, "Let me go, Diana. I don't want this thing taking both of us." And then she goes, not happening. So shut up." So she saves she saves him, and then the creature's destroyed. And then so what happens is Superman goes, "Okay, there's something I need to do." He takes out his Justice League transponder and teleports to the fortress, to the watchtower.
Oh.
At the same time, the chief of staff is being like chewed out by the president, and basically saying, I want your Obama tells him to resign. In other words, you're fired.
Mm-hmm.
He walks out, walks into a portal, and then he sees like next power lord sees him at the first row. Right, Vandal Savage is here. He went into Vandal. Turns out he's in league with Vandal Savage.
Traitor.
Okay, next. Okay, hang on, it's loading. I love this cover art. It's ancient Greek like pottery.
That's nice.
Okay, so Superman shows up on the watchtower. He's bleeding, and then he goes, "All I want is justice." So it's called Heart of the Sun.
He's a big man of truth and justice, but also justice.
That's not the line. I believe in truth, but I'm also a big fan of justice. That's such a stupid. Compared to Not Impressed, that line sucks.
Oh boy.
So anyway,
Flash.
Flash shows up. By the way, the suit look familiar?
Yes, it looks nice.
Doesn't this look like the one from the movie?
It does.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah. So Flash is like, "Hey, Superman, I didn't know you were coming up here." And Superman goes, "Okay, I need one of these space shuttles." And then it just fades out. It'll be revealed what happens in a second. In a deleted scene, it's revealed that Superman actually knocks out Flash because he knew it would stop him. Then he hops in the shuttle and flies off.
Oh, no.
Now you may be wondering, what is Superman doing?
Yes.
So I love this. So Lois Lane is like, so Steel is like, "I'm gonna stay here because this is like my facility, so I have to like guard it." So Lois Lane is like, "Feel free to stay with your boyfriend, Miss Lang." And then Lana Lang punches Lois Lane.
Oh man.
And then Lois Lane responds with, "I expected you to throw a punch a little earlier." And then, so Wonder Woman goes to the watchtower to find out what Superman was doing. And then she sees Flash is knocked out. And then Flash is like, "He freaking knocked me out, got in a space shuttle and left."
Oh, Flash, why are you fast enough?
And then here's Superman's plan. He figures, okay, so I'm depowered now. I'm just going to fly into the sun and power up.
Oh.
Although Wonder Woman's thing is like he's injured. I mean, he's not as strong as he used to be. So will that work or will it kill him? So he's like, okay, so this thing is starting to break up. Go away. I don't want this thing to kill you too. She goes, "No, you follow me into hell. I'll follow you too." So what she does is she has the Justice League transporter room, transport her into Clark's shuttle, and then them transport back onto the space shuttle into the into the watchtower. So they just wasted $1 trillion shuttle. You know, Bruce Wayne's gonna be pissed.
Oh, they're coming out of.
And then Superman goes, "Because of all this, I'm not sure if I love you anymore."
Also, my shirt burned off to show how hot I am.
Oh yeah, you can see my super abs. And then Flash shows up, and I get the feeling. So what? Wonder Woman goes, "We'll talk about our issues after we treat your back wound." So he's basically having back reconstructive surgery.
Yeah.
Then Wonder Woman and Superman have this thing where, so the conversation is Superman goes, I'm dealing with a lot right now. There's a lot of like crises going off. Right now, I have a lot of other priorities. And unfortunately, our relationship is not one of them. And also it didn't help that she kind of like, so here's the conversation. He goes, "Diana, what you did, there were lies of omission. You could have contacted me, but you didn't because you knew I wouldn't go along with your plan." The Wonder Woman goes, "I wasn't lying to you." So Superman goes, "I'm saying with all the insanity surrounding me, I need to focus on the big picture and everything that's happening, and that doesn't include us, unfortunately."
Man,
So what happens is Superman.
He's upset then.
Yeah, he's really pissed off. This was taken kind of as a breakup. It kind of wasn't. Like this way, they're on the rocks right now. Because I feel like we're talking about a soap opera right now. So anyway, now they're tracking where like those creatures came from that were like absorbing people. They find it, and then Wonder Woman and Superman show up. And then I love this where the helicopter's flying. They're transporting Parasite. Superman comes to the cockpit and goes, "Sorry for your unannounced visit, but your chat line to Bell Rev is going silent for a while. I can't until I can't come. I get what I came for." Then this dude just shoots Superman in the back of the head, and he goes, "You do realize that hurts, right?" And then the dude's like, and it's just Superman crushes the gun and then hands it back to him.
Oh man, he would have killed Superman.
Yeah, I love this. And then Wonder Woman goes through the helicopter, and then she's like, "Please stop firing your guns in such close quarters." And she goes, and she goes, "We wouldn't want anyone to get wounded now, would we?" And then they go like, "No, ma'am." And she goes, "Take a seat." And then they break out Parasite, and they fly off. And he goes, "We're going for a ride." So they jump out of the helicopter. And I love this. She's like, "Can you please shut up for a moment?" And she just backhands them. So the plan is they need Parasite to get in, but he's super depleted on energy. So what he does, they make a deal with Parasite. All right. So this next issue, I had I had this one as a single issue back in the day when this was first coming out. I can't find it.
That's cool.
I had this and one of the issues of Darkseid War. Which obviously that storyline's awesome. Here's a Looney Tunes variant cover.
That's pretty funny, actually.
So the deal is, okay, Wonder Woman will let you power up on her if you take us to where you're from. So Wonder Woman takes off her glove and goes, "Okay, you're gonna have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1," and then so he powers up, and then a Parasite finds his way in. Then we have Vandal Savage and his son. As his son, and then remember, Vandal Savage has completely dismantled Superman.
Right.
So he actually has control of the Fortress of Solitude. Superman later regains his stuff later, but that maybe we'll cover Superman Truth at a later date. So remember, and this is not Vandal's first son, because remember, Vandal's an immortal.
Right.
His son's not immortal.
Many children.
Yeah, very many. And it turns out they're using Firestorm as a battery. That's why they captured him. So the 3 superheroes show up, and they get in, and they find Firestorm in there.
Why is Parasite helping them?
Because they have a deal.
Oh, okay, that's right. I just didn't think he would honor the deal, but
he doesn't have a choice. And then so the super villains from the prison were actually broken out, and they're fighting alongside Savage. So it launched this massive battle. And he keeps Parasite keeps powering up, getting more and more powerful as he touches people. Because remember, he touches you, he absorbs your power.
Yeah.
So next, Wonder Woman is almost eaten, and then Parasite saves her. But then she's put in this weird power suit. So the next issue, 24, this is the issue I had as a single issue.
Oh.
So anyway, she's in the suit that's like absorbing all of her energy. It's basically so she can't break out because it's like absorbing her energy. With the suit control, and it's like it's like the suit is basically controlling her body, so she's fighting Superman, essentially. And they're fighting. Parasite is still getting more and more powerful. And so let me see if I can get a description of the suit. Pretty easily, actually. And then Savage's kid is actually controlling them. The suit controlling everybody's called. Okay, so the suit is actually absorbing her life energy, kind of like Parasite. So she's gonna die if she stays in that suit much longer.
Yeah.
And then, what happens is, his own distinct way. So, and the bright star. What's this thing? What are you doing? So, Savage goes, Firestorm will be my nuclear trigger and transmute the stored energy I've secretly siphoned from my father's supply into my exact DNA form so I can absorb it within minutes. So, the son is trying to give himself superpowers so he can kill the father. He drops Firestorm into the water to like absorb the energy. And then at this point, Wonder Woman is giving Superman a big hype speech, and then he tears he tears his way out of her grip, grabs Parasite, and chucks him at the dude that's absorbing all this energy. And it turns out with Parasite, with all the energy Parasite's absorbed, it like overloads Savage's kid.
Oh man!
And the suit gets knocked down. And then Superman and Wonder Woman escape before the facility is destroyed. And then Superman goes off to bring Parasite back. Actually, he goes. Criminals and Firestorm. I'll take. He's taking Savage's kid and Parasite off to prison. So in prison, Vandal Savage somehow gets into Blackgate and kills his kid.
What?
And that was 24. That's it.
Wow.
So what do you think, lad?
It's an interesting story there. With Parasite and everything, Vandal Savage going on here. Are we going to see more of him, or is this just like kind of like the end of his like little plot here?
We would see more if I got the story arc where he shows up. As far as the Superman Wonder Woman storyline, we're done. And I promise. Actually, no. I think the last one also kind of ties into a storyline, but it's not. It's not as like in-depth explanation. Yeah.
I see. Interesting. And so with Trevor still running around, does Superman have his powers? Did the sun thing work or not really?
No.
But
he gets his powers back. So here's what happens in Savage Dawn. So Argus has this stockpile of kryptonite. So Superman decides, you know what? I'm just going to overload myself with kryptonite and then it'll like give me powers. It does.
Wait, what? Isn't kryptonite supposed to take his powers?
But he figures because he's depowered enough, maybe it'll like have the reverse effect.
That is not how it works.
Well, it works in the comic books and he gets powered up. He fights Savage. Almost gets his ass kicked. But then the Fortress finally recognizes him as Clark Kent. He gets his suit back and his powers back.
Okay.
And then he proceeds to beat the crap out of Vandal. Almost not impressed level.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Because what had happened was the way Vandal got control of everything is that he reprogrammed the Fortress to not recognize Clark Kent's DNA.
I see. Well,
but we could actually cover Superman Savage Dawn because I have DC Universe. I just realized that I don't have to trade.
No, it's true.
We'll do that on another date. So
Yeah. So what do you think of this little storyline here, this arc?
I like it because once again, it shows it shows why Superman and Wonder Woman are not as not as the same as critics of this relationship say. Because you saw Wonder Woman was interrogating people, and that was a big problem with Superman to the point where he started to doubt his love for her. Spoiler alert:
Yeah.
he ends up like recommitting to her
Mm-hmm.
up until his demise.
Demise.
Because remember, the new 52 Superman died.
Oh, I forgot about that. But like,
yeah,
actually,
that's what the next volume ties into.
Excuse me?
It ties a little bit into Savage. It shows like the powered Superman fighting, and then the last couple of issues of it is like the world reacting to Superman's death, and it's even like Wonder Woman reacting to it. I mean,
Really?
her reacting to the news that he's going to die.
Okay, I gotta know what happens now because that actually sounds really insane.
And in fact, what we'll do instead next week, we're gonna postpone the next volume coverage because next week I want to cover. I have the trade for it. The Final Days of Superman arc, which has him has all the important people to him, including Wonder Woman, react to his death, and then it covers his death. So what we'll do is we'll do that, and then we'll go back to Superman and Wonder Woman because that's important to establish the context. Or maybe we'll do a jumbo episode and talk about both.
Okay, I see. Yeah. So when does he actually in what series does he die in? And like that build up, is that in
his own series? Because what happened is that this ties into Darkseid War because when he's exposed to remember I said when we covered Darkseid War, he falls into the apocalyptic fire pits and emerges black and white.
Yeah, he got all like colored.
Well, that kind of screwed up with his cells, the exposure to kryptonite, and then he had to fight like really hard a Kryptonian, and then it poisoned his cells.
Oh man!
So he's dying from kryptonite poisoning.
Really, from all that, he's dying. So he's not being killed; he's dying.
Spoiler alert! In Rebirth, it's revealed that he doesn't actually die.
Excuse me?
He doesn't actually die. The new 52 Superman actually does not die.
How is that possible?
All right, so you want me to explain it?
We should probably cover this after, I guess.
It's two separate story arcs that explain this.
I know. Okay. Let's we probably do it the next time because then we can kind of like.
Yeah.
I understand his death, or
I'll explain it because it ties into Superman Reborn, one of the best Superman stories of all time.
I see.
That's the one where they have a comic and it shows the Lego Superman.
That's funny.
Yeah, because I'll give you a hint. I'm going to give you a little teaser. It involves another Superman character as to why this guy doesn't die.
Ooh, alrighty.
And no matter what happens, he actually never dies. Because it's kind of weird. It's revealed in another book that he never died.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna wait until we get to that point to reveal it. But so in other words, what's gonna happen next week is we're gonna cover either we'll postpone Superman Wonder Woman 5, or Lad, if you think it'd be a good idea to do a jumbo episode, or if the fans want to write in the comments, and we'll talk about the Superman Wonder Woman book. Actually, what we'll do is we'll reverse the order. We'll cover Superman Wonder Woman first because it kind of ties into it, because the Final Days of Superman arc has his death, so it'd be kind of like spoilers. So I'm going to cover the Superman Wonder Woman first, and then the death of Superman.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
So if you want, do you think we should do cover both storylines, or do you think we should split it up?
Yeah, I think we should do it together then. Maybe instead of having our usual new topics of the week, we can just have a double length version of the storyline itself. That's
a good idea because they flow together really well. So we'll do that.
Let's do it.
All right, so that's what we'll do. Next week is gonna be a jumbo episode. You're gonna get 2 story arcs in one episode.
Yep.
It's gonna be really fun. So Anyway, before we wrap up, the website is going live momentarily, and we will do a special episode we'll have Tyler on. He'll maybe explain how he made the website, what he got inspiration from, and everything. We're gonna have our own website.
So that's going up really soon then.
Pretty soon, Tyler and I just Tyler is taking care of the domain and everything. And then we're gonna do like a couple of go-throughs of it just to make sure everything looks good, and then we'll upload it, and then it's up.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome.
So in other words, on the website, people you can go to get bios on us, links to where you can find the show, and links to the episodes of all of our different podcasts that are on Comics League, like Uncanny Academy of X-Men, the new show, Star Wars, Halo. They're all going to have their own individual page.
Nice.
So it's going to be really cool.
That's going to be really exciting. Yeah, I'm so glad that's coming up real soon, guys.
It's going to be really funny. You guys are going to really enjoy it. So anyway, so I think that's a good place to leave it in terms of an episode. And unless you have anything else you want to add, lad?
Nope, that's all for me.
Okay, cool. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this arc of Superman Wonder Woman. I certainly did. By the way, real quick, lad, where does this rank in terms of as compared to the other arcs we've covered so far?
Ooh, maybe like I'm still going with like the first one, then the
Power
second
Couple,
one,
and then War,
and then between 3 and 4. I put 4 and then 3, maybe.
Yeah, because see, I like the one we covered last week, but not that much stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
My only problems with this and 2 is that you have to read other storylines in order to know what the hell is going on. It's like when I first read that one, number 2, that was the first time I had not read Superman Doomed. So I'm like, the hell is going on? Mm-hmm, to the point where last year, or like last month, when I read through Superman Doom for the first time, I was like, now it makes sense. But yeah, with me, it's 1, 2, actually, 4 and 3.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty fair.
Yeah, because 1 is fantastic. It's a great way to start the storyline. Art's fantastic. I like how they had Superman Wonder Woman versus Zod and Feora, so it's a nice little contrast.
Yeah, that was cool.
All right, so now we have that out of the way. All right, so we'll see you hopefully on Wednesday for the X-Men. By the way, so real quick, so for the Halo show, I now know what we're gonna do. So for the next couple of weeks, we are gonna do a weekly episode examining each of the different Covenant races. So what I'm gonna go over, I'll go over into like their culture, their history, their standing in the Covenant hierarchy, what they're used on the battlefield for, that type of stuff. I'm be taking a very like anthropological view of like the elites, the prophets, the grunts, the jackals, the hunters, and all that.
Yeah.
So each week is going to be new, and it's going to culminate. The last episode of that series is going to be talking about the Banished, because they're going to be the main enemy of Halo Infinite. So I figured a little introductory series to each Covenant race would be a really good idea for content. So I'm going to outline that. It won't be anything this week because I still have to outline in what order I want to do this. So next week we're going to start that, and then obviously, if you want to hop on, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I'll just see if I can work out the schedule. That sounds really exciting. Yeah, because Halo's pretty hype.
Yeah, because I figured. So the trailer came out, and the gameplay trailer, and I guess before we end, Lad and I have both seen it. It looks amazing, and so anyway, I wanted to that gave me the idea for it, because they like outlined each of the different enemies. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll do that, because because the hard part about having a lot of podcasts is having topics lined up for each one.
Right.
That's why it's good I do series. So in other words, right now the Halo show is gonna be more on like each of the different factions. I'll do Spartans, famous Spartans. I'm just starting at the Covenant because there's a lot of history on that.
Right.
So anyway, be on the lookout for that. In terms of X-Men, we covered like, let's see, what did we cover last time? Oh yeah, I covered the Wolverine versus the Marvel Universe lad that you actually got me for my birthday. I gave you a nice, I gave you a nice shout out on that one.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah. So next one, we're gonna build, or I'm gonna build if Vlad comes on. We're gonna build our own X-Men teams.
That'll be cool.
Because our team building episodes have been some of the most popular on the YouTube channel, and they're the most fun. So it's going to be so. What'll happen, lad, is that make your list anyway. So even if you can't come on the show, I can read that too.
Okay, yeah, I'll work on that. That's for Wednesday-ish.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they've been on the team before; they just have to be a mutant. That's kind of the key thing. And since we're talking in the Hickman era, you can even use villains.
Oh, really?
Except for Sabretooth, because he's kind of non-controllable.
Rip. All right.
So if you want to put Apocalypse on the team, you're more than welcome to.
Is Deadpool allowed on Krakoa?
I know you want to use Deadpool, don't you? I don't think so.
Or was he in the comic? Was he like on Krakoa?
He was. He showed up at Krakoa. What he did is there's this mutant whose power is that it basically turns into a suitcase and you can hop inside him. So he just walked across the under the ocean all the way to Krakoa.
Really?
He showed up and he threw that mutant at the X-Men as a distraction. He goes, "Go, Jeff!"
Man,
it's so funny. All right, he's kind of oscillates between mutants and everything. But you know what? I'll allow you since he's gone back and forth on mutantdom. He, for the purposes of our exercise, he's a mutant.
All right, we'll see. Maybe he'll make it on the team.
Yeah. Maybe he'll make the cut. All right. So that's basically an update on what we have planned for the podcast. And by the way, December we're going to be doing a lot of podcasting stuff because I'll be done with school. Actually done with school because I graduate this semester. So we'll be able to do a lot more. We'll have more consistency. The only reason why I'm kind of not consistent right now is because of school and everything. But once December rolls around going forward, we should have more of a consistent upload schedule.
Yeah, only like 6 more weeks or so left and then done with the semester.
Yeah, about a month, and then obviously a lad will be on the show more because the school you'll be over. All right.
Yeah. And get more in studio recording also. Yeah,
exactly. And then I'm thinking of rearranging the studio a little bit, but so we'll see what I do. Anyway, oh, by the way, next week I will also be doing a bonus episode. I will be reviewing Eternals because I will be seeing it next week. So I'll have a nice Eternals review.
Sounds good.
All right. So now that's over. All right. Have a good week, everyone. Lad, have a good week, brother.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Stay at work, everyone. See ya.
See ya.